Hello, and welcome to the Black Meeting Place 26. I am your host, 26, aka 26 for short, and I just wanted to welcome you to my channel. It's a very new channel, as you can see, and it's the very first video that I'm recording, or should I say audio recording. I wanted to record on this date and get a video out to you guys on this date because this date is very special to me. Um, Now, the channel will consist of men's rights, men's advocacy, veteran issues, common issues that men have in our society, period, no matter the race, color, or creed. Also, just other current events, politics, conservative views, and just family orientation, basically. I wanted to make sure that I started this channel, though, because I was seeing things going on, in our society nowadays that just doesn't seem to add up with what I was raised to do. Um, the family value and structure has definitely changed in the United States, and it's definitely not the same thing that we're used to. Obviously, if you're in the, I would say, 40-year age bracket or above, um, not to say that society doesn't have its values or doesn't have quality to it. It just seemed that a lot of the values are, I would say, more warped due to the fact that, of course, we have more technology. So there are things here that, have made things easier for people. So people don't have to worry about doing certain things that they had to do back in the day, like i.e., work more as a unit, uh, think more about your fellow men and women. Uh, a lot of child rearing were more communal based. You kind of knew your neighbors more, just things like that. And it seems like nowadays people just, stick to their own devices. Um, I think it's unfortunate because, when you see like your neighbor across the street, uh, you probably don't even know their names, and you're like, man, uh, you don't feel that urge or even that decency to say, hey, hello, how are you? Or if they're in need, can you help? And it's unfortunate because you know, like I said earlier, the value system has kind of changed. So you won't get that same communal base where you want to, speak to your neighbor and say, "Hi, neighbor, how are you doing? You know, how's the family going? How's the kids? How's work going? Things of that nature." You can literally pass your neighbors up and don't speak to them. And it's evident even in my neighborhood. I only know a few of my neighbors. I speak to everyone that I see, but I mean, if you were to give me a list of names for the people in the neighborhood, I probably can only name maybe four or five. And my neighborhood is pretty solid. And I actually live in a predominantly black neighborhood, which is not uncommon, but it's just I guess it's few and far in between. But it's not uncommon. I'm pretty sure there are a lot out there. Um, I live in the South, originally from New York, but I live in the South now, and I was also in the military. So I did 10 years in the Army, 2.5 in the Army Reserve. So I think I have a different set of values as well too, because I came up in you know uh, the late '90s, early 2000s when I started my military journey. So I think I came up in an era where family values were more, I'd say, prevalent in the forefront. Also the fact that church played a big role. Um, Sports, especially at that time where you were dealing more with, you had to actually show your talents and showcase your talents. Nowadays, if you can get your name on the paper, and don't really have to even show up, you can still get a participation trophy. I don't understand why that's necessary for these days, but I guess people don't seem to have that same value or the same work ethic and determination to try to, be the best that they can be. And like I say, it's unfortunate because um, you don't have that same value system. So those people don't have the same sense of urgency to move forward and I guess showcase their talent to everybody else. I mean, it's like I said earlier, it's just like is more of a every man or woman for themselves. You don't have no type of I guess centralized discipline that would bring you back to helping each other out. It's more of a what can I do for myself? What type of accolades can I get? And and just going from there. And there's nothing wrong with self preservation or trying to move forward, and advance yourself to the best of your ability. Because that's pretty much one of the primal traits for a human is self survival, and self interest. So I'm not saying be all you can be, the old army motto, but it's just that there's nothing wrong with also helping your fellow man, because you have to think about it. We have to live with each other, and you would figure if you could help people along the way, it'll make things easier for everybody, which in turn makes things easy for you. So you don't want to sit here and be like, okay, well, I'm just going to get into my little, corner of the universe here and just, ball up and leave it as such. And then what happens when the day comes where you need help? Do you reach out and say, hey, um, I'm just going to stick to my values and stay to myself? Or are you going to be able to reach out and ask that, a neighbor for help? Which I would ask, would ask you to say, hey, let me check out my neighbors first and see how they're doing. Because you never know. The day may come where you need somebody help and it might not be, you know, from who you expecting. It could be that person that saw you that one time somewhere and all of a sudden, you happen to cross paths again and, you might need help. So I would suggest that, we try to get back to those values. Um, and maybe we can move forward, together as a collective because we're all human beings at the end of the day. And you don't want to get to a point to where you're too isolated or self removed from, I would say like maybe uh, your norms. And unfortunately, some of the norms are changing, changing to areas that I don't see necessary. But then again, I'm just only one person. But I think it's kind of setting us up for failure moving forward. So I just don't understand why we don't hold some of the old values. Um, you know that was working because that old saying says if it's not broken, don't fix it. So I don't know why we decided to go so far left. You know, and of course I'm not a total conservative, even though that's part of my conservative values. But I mean, I'm liberal on certain things because obviously, like I say, some people still have that background where it's that self survival or self sufficiency. So I do want to see what's best for me and mine, but I also have the ability to say, hey, my fellow man, they need that help as well, and you don't want to leave too many people behind because those people could be something that can help you at a later date. So I mean, like I said earlier, we just have to realize that we're not the only ones on this big blue marble called Earth. We have people that pass us by every day. I don't know the exact numbers right now, but I'm pretty sure I'll get a little better as I progress in this channel. We've thrown out more stats and stuff like that, but we you're not the only person that's inhabiting this Earth. And then we also got animals and things of that nature that's roaming around too. And we have to make sure that not only do we take care of ourselves and our families, but definitely at least your neighbors in your neighborhood. Because I mean, those people you inherit this little area of earth with. You're not the only house or apartment or whatever it is that has and the only occupant of that establishment. So you have to look forward to taking care of yourself, your family. I would say your neighbors, then your community, and then sometimes along the way when you feel necessary, maybe those strangers that you have never seen before. There's nothing wrong with speaking out, saying hi, how are you doing? That could be an encouraging word for that person. It could change somebody's life just by speaking up and being nice to somebody, and you don't have to like spend a lot of time. Sometimes just a simple hi, how you doing, or enjoy the rest of your day, or beautiful day, isn't it? That type of stuff, and get people smiling again. And I think we kind of lost that as well. I think a lot of people are just too selfish and don't tend to see, past their own needs. Um, and unfortunately, there's a lot of people around here that needs that help. So you got to think about your fellow man as well as yourself. So and that's gonna be like my main motto for this channel. I want people to be able to come here, socialize, get to know each other. You may not be in the same part of the country, might not be in the United States, period. But I do want us to get together, get to know each other, have fun, share ideas, come up with nice discussions, whether we on the same page or not. Don't want to have any type of you know uh, negative type things. I mean, of course, maybe a topic might sting you a little way, but it's just to get you to come on in, and enjoy the topic, and maybe we can uh, share common ground, or at least see what our ideals are, and go from there. And like I said, I want to build. Excuse me. I want to build a community where we're all, we all on one accord. Like I said, not to be all on one accord for a certain topic or issue. I'm just saying, as far as like just knowing that we all human beings and we got to share this place. And I would rather people advance together, um, instead of advancing apart, because, like I said earlier, you're not going to be able to sustain yourself but for so long. And being an isolationist is not always the way to go. Not unless you happen to live in an area that almost requires that. But if you live in an area that's the populace is kind of high, I mean, you're bound to run into somebody when you step outside your door. So I'd rather be more of a peaceful nation, more of an equitable nation for everybody too as well. And even with our differences here, we can still share certain values that bring us, together online on certain issues that could keep us peaceful. And that's basically what it's all about. Basically, what life is. So hopefully you'll enjoy this channel. Hopefully I can put more great content together. Maybe I can speak a little clearly moving forward. I was a little nervous, obviously, because it's my first video, audio recording. But as things get better, as the channel get better, I'll try to, like I said, include more graphics, more statistics. I want to try to interview other YouTubers, or even some of the common people around, get their stories out, and let it be heard so it can be shared around the world, and also just be a better place for everybody. And maybe this can be one of your areas where you can just come in, sit down, relax. Maybe you can watch this channel while you're cooking or working, whatever. And sometimes when we're able to go live, we can all talk about that then. Talk about those topics, and see what's on everybody's mind, and get it in real time. Well, this was your host, 26, aka 26 for short. And thanks for stopping by the Black Meeting Place 26. And it's just not for black people. So don't be discouraged. It's for everybody stopping. I just thought it was a cool name to start off with. And hope to see you there. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. Make sure you click on all so you get all the new videos when I do post them. And get in the comment section, and let me know what topics you might want me to start covering, and we can go from there. All right, I'm out.